Well, hello everybody and welcome back to Lisa's Coloring Corner. I apologize for the dog in the background. We have some dogs across the street. This is a set of 100 fine liner color pens, and it is by the company, and I don't know how to pronounce this, Dyvicl, D-Y-V-I-C-L, and let's take a look at them. I have not seen these yet. Ooh, look at the pretty colors. They look like they have very teeny tops to them. Let's take them out and take a look. Okay. Oh, and we get something with it. Let's see what's in here. A little present. Okay, Lisa, you can do this. You can do this. And I believe they're little stickers. That's what that looks like. Oh, a whole bunch in here. Aren't they cute? All different sizes of these little guys. Can you see them? So, get a little extra something. All right, let's open this up and take a look at the pen itself. So as I said, let's pick a dark color so we can see them good. There's a set, this is a set of 100. It just says on the barrel, fine liner color pen, and as usual, it is 0.4 millimeter. It has a 0.4 millimeter tip. The color is on this end, and also on the top of the cap. Let's look at the tip. It is our standard fine liner tip. So let's take a look at the colors. We're gonna swatch these out, of course. So because they have no color names, I would just probably, again, like I normally do, just number them 1 through 100, because we do have 100 of them. I don't have any numbers here right now. I would have to number the barrels. I'm not going to do that right now, but because they are so thin, I took out my Arteza tin of the 120 colored pencils. I'm going to use this tray. Just place them in there as I swatch them so I know what order I have them down on my sheet of paper so I can keep them in order. Okay, let's zoom in and let's take a look at these and see if they're juicy or scratchy. Let's come in a little bit closer. Okay, so it's a rather thin barrel. Feels like it's longer, but I think it's because they're thin. So I'm not sure how much ink will be in them, but they are comfortable to hold. They're kind of light. Oh, they're nice and juicy though. Wow, okay. So far so good for a budget friendly type of fine liner. Very nice. Not scratchy at all. Now I'm just going to be, picking some yellows out and no particular order. There we have a fluorescent orange. That one feels a tad not quite as juicy. Maybe it's because of the fluorescent color. I don't know. Here we have another yellow. Let's see how accurate they are to the, boy, that is nice and juicy though. How accurate they are to the color on the tip. And that one wasn't too bad. I didn't look at the others. But we will pay more attention now. Let's look at some of these skin tones. Okay, we have a very light apricot color. Okay. Color is a little bit darker than what's on the tip, but close. What else we got in here? Here we have kind of a yellow orange. Okay, we have more of a orangey type of color, so they're not real close on their caps. They are a little off. Here's one that looks a little more orange. Okay, that one's not too bad. Let's just pick some other ones here. There's another kind of a peachy orange color. That one feels a little bit drier too. But so far the majority of them feel pretty nice. Here's another kind of a darker peachy color. Well, that one's nice and juicy. Put these over here so I can move the chart up. And we have another one, kind of an orangey color. We have quite a few. Oh, here's a fluorescent orange. Well, that one again, like the fluorescent yellow, it feels a little bit drier. Not bad, but just a little bit, you know, the other ones were quite juicy, so. Here's a darker orange. Yeah, that one's nice and juicy. So far, not bad. Here's another orange. Boy, we got a lot in the orange category. A little bit darker. This one's very similar to the previous, except, you know, that one's a little bit darker. And another orange. And this one's quite pale. So that one does not match its cap, and that one was a little bit drier again. Here's a darker orange, kind of an orangey red. That one's really nice and juicy. And yet another orange. This looks like we're getting into the darker oranges now. That's more of a coral color. Let's see. I think we'll get into some reds. Here's kind of an orangey red, I guess. So far I can see, I think we have too many oranges. It's a little bit of a darker coral color. We'll see if, you know, there are any colors that, you know, we would need more of, that, you know, they could do away with some of these oranges. I'm going to grab out a bunch of the reds here. Or what look like reds to me. Can't tell if that's a brown or a dark red. I guess we'll leave it for now. So here's another one that looks kind of like an orange red. And that's a darker kind of coral. Lighter kind of a red. Maybe it would make more sense to show you the tip on this end. Can see it a little bit better than this little thing up here, huh? Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Okay, that's a nice red. And again, quite juicy. And we have another red. And that's a lighter red. And another red. A little bit darker. But these are still quite juicy. Okay, I'm going to go on to another tray here. And it looks like we have some darker reds. Kind of a maroon. Now this one is not quite as juicy. Here's a, looks like it's kind of a raspberry red again. Now that one's nice and juicy. So it seems to kind of be hit and miss. The majority of them seem pretty nice, but there are a few. Let me grab out, let's go on to the pinks. There are quite a few pinks from what I can see here. Be just easier doing it this way than picking one out one by one. Okay, I think that is it. I'm not sure. I think this is supposed to be a real pale pink. So let's see. Let's move the paper up. Oh yeah, that's a really pretty light pink. And that was nice and juicy. Here we have another light pink. Another nice juicy one. Another pink. That one is nice too. It's hard to be impartial because I just got done swatching the Arteza Ink Onyx, the 120 set, and they're so nice and juicy. So, of course, these are not going to feel as juicy as them. But you have to take into consideration the price point. Here's a nice bright pink. You know, for the price point, oh, this is almost a neon pink. And again, a little bit drier. Not bad, though. You know, price point wise, you know, for your budget friendly, you know, you do have to take in consideration, you know, the price of things. And they always say you get what you pay for, so. But for the price so far, these don't seem too bad. Here's another bright pink. Oh, that one's juicy. So these do lay down color pretty nice. Oh, that's a pretty purple. Brought it in the pinks. Here's a, kind of looks like a, could be in the reds. Oh no, it's a deep pink. So I guess actually, you know, the tip does go with it. And another bright pink. Oh, that's really juicy. That's pretty too. And another pink. Kind of similar to the previous color. The last one I pulled out for pinks is this one. And again, on the purpler side, that's a pretty color. Let's pull out what I can see for purples. I will, as usual, leave an Amazon affiliate link in the description in case you would like to purchase these yourself. Here is what appears to be another pink that I might have missed. Pretty. Okay, now here's kind of a purple-y pink. Oh, that's pretty. Now this one does feel drier again. Here's a nice pretty lilac color. Oh, that is pretty. We all like our fine liners, right? Looks like more on the pink side also. Well, that's a pretty pink though. It's a real dark pink. And medium pink. Let's move you up here. Oh, that's pretty. That's a nice juicy one. Okay, let me get to another tray here. All right, and then we have another medium purple. Oh, another pretty color. Another mid-tone purple. Very similar to this one, isn't it? But a pretty color nonetheless. We're getting into a little bit of the darker purples now. That's pretty. Another very juicy one. And then we have this color. Another nice juicy one. Finally, I pulled this dark purple. And again, I may have missed some. Oh, another nice juicy one. Definitely kind of on the blue side, those last two. Let's move up to the top. Now, when I redo this, of course, I am going to put a third column on the one page so that I wouldn't have to go onto a second page here. I would reformat these. So, okay, let's go down here. Let's see what I have for the blues in here. And I'll be pulling like the aquas and stuff too. We'll just kind of throw them all together. There's quite a few blues. Not sure if that might be a light gray. You know, sometimes it's just kind of a guessing game when you don't have color names, right? It's like, okay, that looks like a brown. That looks like a gray. And you swatch them out and they're not. Ooh, lots of blues. Okay, is that a gray? I think so. Okay, I think I have them. Look at all these. There's quite a few in here. So let's start with what looks to be the lightest blue. Oh, that's pretty. Like that. The caps are on nice and snug, so they're not going to dry out. And as normal, these fine liners are water-based, so they will not go through your paper unless you scrub in one area too long. That's nice. Just a shade darker than that one. This one looks to be like a really pretty sky blue, cloud blue. Okay, it's darker than the pen cap, but a very pretty blue. And we have this lighter blue. Okay, and this goes along with these first two. And this sky blue. Oh, pretty. That's a very juicy one also. We have, I'm just going to be pulling from light to dark, whether they're aqua or not. This one looks kind of on the green side, but kind of looks aqua-ish too. Yeah, that's pretty though. And we have this one. Now, I'm not sure if I'll be keeping this set. I may use them in a giveaway. Probably here's another pretty blue, a hidden giveaway within a future color and chat, possibly. So if anybody's looking for some fine liners, I just like bringing you guys new products to see. More budget friendly. That's a pretty blue. If you guys want to try some of them out. Another kind of on the aqua side. And these are, the vast majority of them are nice and juicy. The fluorescent ones, again, were a little bit drier, and a couple of the others, but the majority of them are really nice. Oh, this one's very juicy. Oh, it's a pretty color too. Here's another one on the aqua side, kind of almost looks like a teal color. Yes. Oh, and another nice juicy one. Oh, that's pretty. Love that color. And we have mid-tone blue. I keep going off camera with them. Ah, they're nice juicy one. That's a pretty blue. Yes, okay. Getting in another mid-tone. Another nice juicy one. And, oh, here's a lighter one. Missed that. Oh, pretty cornflower blue type of color. Okay, I'm going to go to another tray here. Okay, we'll get into some darker blues now. Not real dark, but just a medium blue yet, I guess you'd say. I didn't see any really dark blues in there. Here's a little bit darker one. Yep, more like a denim blue. This one is drier again. Not quite as juicy as the others. And then here is deeper blue. This one's not bad. This one's juicier. That previous one was a little bit more scratchy. Okay, that's all I pulled out for the blues. Let's get out the greens, and there's a lot of them too. Oh my gosh. Yes, there is. Okay, I think that's an olive green. I have some in here that I'm going to put down with the earth tones, but they may be more peachy skin color type tones, so not sure if that's a brown or a green. We'll leave it for the browns. And is that it? Some look reflective, like we have some metallics in here also. Okay, this looks like it might be a mint green, so we'll pull that one. All right. Okay, so looks like we have quite a few greens also. Let's see, this one I think is a brown, not a dark green. All right, okay, let's start out with what looks to be a pretty mint green. Okay, doesn't real closely resemble the cap. It's quite a bit darker, but it's still a pretty color. Let's go with a bright green. Now this may be more like a fluorescent yellow, although we had one of those. Yeah, it is. So yeah, we have two of them. It's a tad different than the other one. It looks actually a little bit brighter, but it's, yeah, very similar. Definitely wouldn't need two of those. Here's a nice bright green. Looks like a fluorescent green. And again, yes, it is, but it is drier feeling. What is it with those with those fluorescents? It must be harder to manufacture or something. Another green. That one, I guess, now that I look at it, isn't really fluorescent. It's just a light green, but it was drier. I shouldn't say dry. It feels more scratchy. That's a pretty green. Okay, and then we have a brighter green. Maybe this will be the fluorescent green, huh? Nope. Just a nice lighter green. And we have a real pale green. And it's not real pale. It's kind of on the olivey side. Mid-tone green. It's a pretty green. It is darker than the cover though, the cap. A lot of them seem to be, the color inside seems to be darker than what the cap is by a hair. Still the same color tone, but oh, that's a pretty color. And there's a mid-tone green. Pretty. Another mid-tone. Ooh, this one's nice and juicy. Can always tell when you lay it down, you know, which one's super juicy and which one, you know, isn't quite as juicy just by the way they lay down. Here we have what looks to be a pretty teal. Oh, that is pretty. It's a nice dark green. And another darker green. And then I do have a number of olive greens. We'll do it after these here though. Kind of similar to the previous one, but not quite as dark. And this looks to be the darkest. And it's not. So that one was a shock because that one does not match. This time the cap is quite a bit darker than what comes out. What's, you know, the color inside. So now we have a few, yeah, kind of on the olivey type of side of the greens. And we have one like this. It's a much lighter green. We have this one. Oh, that's a juicy one. And the last in what I can find as the greens. Now this may be more on the brown side, but it looks like it's, you know, kind of a olivey brownish green. And it is, but yeah, it is. It's more of an olive army kind of green. Let me go to this last tray. Okay, let's pull out the browns and the grays. Now again, some of these, especially like this one, I'm sure goes up by the other colors, the peaches. But we do have quite a few earth tones and grays. So let me pull out the grays. And we are left with quite a few earth tones. So let's start off with what probably should have been on top, like an apricot color. Because after all, we didn't have enough oranges up there. Oh, but this is a nice dark. Again, not matching the cap real well. And it could possibly go down in the browns also. So, good call, Lisa. Here is it looks like a dark yellow ochre. But you can't go by the cap. But that one's pretty close. And here's another one, looks to be possibly up by the yellows. Looks like a yellow ochre. No, no, much darker. This would be the dark yellow ochre, and that's the yellow ochre. And we have a tan color. Okay, that one's pretty close to the cap. Another tan. Okay, so far I'm liking the browns. Here looks to be a nice light tan. And it's a little darker. Yeah, another one that isn't real close. It is, it's on the same tone, but it is darker than the cap. So again, the need for a color chart. Here is something that maybe belongs up in the oranges. Just looks to be, like if you look at that, so I don't know if this is supposed to be, if that's indicative of maybe a fluorescent color, because look at the cap. And it's got a different tone to it. It's more, the other colors all have opaque caps, and I didn't notice this on any of the others. This one's more see-through, so I'm not sure. That's why it looked brown in the box. This is a fluorescent color. Yeah. So I wonder if the fluorescence, and like I said, I didn't even notice it. Let me look back and see if any of the other caps are more clear like that. And no, I don't see any others that are like that. Well, possibly that one orange. Hard to tell from this angle right now, but let me put these back up here without spilling the trays. Okay, so yeah, that was kind of unique. Here's a mid-gray, or mid-brown. Oh, this is juicy. Oh, that's a pretty brown too. All right, another mid-tone brown, and let's go to the top of the next sheet. It's juicy too. That's a pretty brown. Getting into the darker browns. Looks to be kind of reddish brown. Yes. Oh, that's another pretty brown. Quite a few earth tones in here. Here looks like we're getting into the darker browns now. This one is scratchier though. Well, it seemed to have gotten going after a while, but it still feels a little scratchier than the others. Another dark brown. Some of them, and I've noticed this in many fine liners, including Artezas, although Artezas aren't near as bad, but some fine liners just seem to have a finer line than others. Do you know what I mean? Here's a real dark brown. So, you know, some of them just seem to have a thicker line, like this one. This one just seems thicker and juicier than the previous one. It's not that the previous one was dry. it just seems to have a finer line to it, so it doesn't feel as juicy. I don't know if that makes any sense whatsoever, but now maybe this one goes up with the blues. It was kind of hard to say, but it looked kind of like a gray. So let's test these out and see. This to me looked like a pale gray. And it is a very cool looking gray. Another one that appears to be a cool gray. Yes, very much so. Makes this almost look like a warm gray, doesn't it? I was thinking it was cool, but I don't think so. Another one. Now this one is one that looks almost like it might be metallic because it's got this shimmer to it. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. But it is, well, it's nice and juicy, but I don't know, it's not metallic or anything, so maybe it's the light playing with my eyes in here. The sun is starting to set. Now this one could be a blue. Kind of looks on the gray side though. Yeah, it's definitely with the blues. That's pretty though. And then we have a dark gray. And what looks to be the darkest gray. And then finally our black. And let's see how solid, how dark the black is. Oh yeah, it's a very nice black. Real jet black, and it's nice and juicy. I'm kind of coloring at an angle, so that's why the stuff is all kind of scratchy. So that is all 100 colors. Let's zoom back out. Let's take a look. All right, so I'll zoom you back in just a tad so you can see them. Okay, so yes, we have tons of oranges in here, don't we? Some nice yellows though. Like the yellows. To me, there are a few too many oranges. There are some that are very similar. Nice reds, but could use, you know, some of these are very similar. I think we could have used a few different types of reds in here. I think the pinks, we have a really good variety of pinks. These two maybe are a little bit similar, but yet they are different. I don't know if that shows on camera or not, but I think the pinks are good. Purples, I think we could have used a couple more different shades of purples in here. And we don't have a true deep purple, because these are more on, that one could be a deeper purple. These are more on the blue side, so, you know. So I think a few more purples. Of course, Lisa would say a few more purples. Now when we get to these colors, yeah, I think there's too many. These top two are very similar. Top one's lighter, but you know, these two are real similar. Again, this one's lighter, but very close. These are all nice. Kind of similar here, but this one is darker. Then we get down to the greens, and these are all nice. These two are similar. These are nice. And we get into some of the browns. Now this is an olive green, so I'd put that up there, but some really nice earth tones. Of course, that one's gonna move. But yeah, we have some really nice browns in this set. Very impressed with the browns. None that are the same. They're all very different. And a small but nice variety of grays. And you know me and my grays. I'm not a lover of a huge amount of grays anyhow. Could have maybe used maybe one shade lighter of a gray though. You know, maybe take out one of these and put a lighter gray in. This one, of course, will go over by the blues. So maybe a little bit more variation in the shades of gray. But overall, I think it's a very nice set. Again, for being a more budget-friendly set, it is a set of 100, so you do get lots of colors. Just a few changes that I personally would have made in the selection of the different colors. I think the oranges being the most, don't need all of them. But overall, I would say, worth your money? Yeah, yes and no. I mean, again, they're budget friendly. They're not top of the line fine liners by any means. A couple of them did feel a little bit scratchier than others, but the vast majority of them, I would say, were pretty juicy. So, you know, again, my opinions, you would be the judge whether you think, you know, this would be something you would like in your coloring collection. So again, I'll leave the link down below in the description. So I thank you for clicking on this video and watching me swatch out these fine liners, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please hit that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day, and as always, happy coloring. Bye guys.